Welcome back. All right, so one game done. Afternoon game, Edmonton, Montreal. Did it mean anything? No. Was it fun to watch? Yeah. That's about as committal as I'll get on this. So, this honestly was the Cole Caulfield, let's see how many more points Connor McDavid can score today a game. There wasn't a lot more to it, and then they jinxed it by saying this game could end up being 6-5, and I'm like, you jinxed it. And they did. They jinxed it. So it was Primo versus Smith. Mike Smith got rattled at one point during this game. And again, few points during this game. Guys on both teams get kind of rattled, and you're thinking, this would be bad if somebody gets hurt here, right? So it's Ulonen's NHL debut. Yamamoto's out, so Kyle Turris was in for the Edmonton Oilers and Caulfield on the first line. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Caulfield and Suzuki like playing together. This is a duo that could give Toronto a hard time. So Caulfield scores at 158, and it was on a turnover, and it was the first shot. Nice goal. Caulfield's a goal scorer. That's 4 goals over a very short period of time. So, yeah, I like Caulfield. This is why when they signed him, I said, well, when he said he was going pro, I said he's going to up in Montreal. And then people were like, well, he's going to Laval. He's coming up to Montreal, and here he is, 4 goals. He belongs in Montreal. So, yeah, nice goal. Shots were 3-1 for the Oilers at 6.5 minutes. Kotkaniemi still not shooting enough. That was a storyline today, on top of him almost getting knocked out of the game, too. But, yeah, he doesn't shoot enough. He has no confidence in his shot. It's not a matter of anything, in my eyes anyways, other than confidence. It's just, it's not there. So, Smith stops the Suzuki chance during a 2-on-1, and then the Oilers would tie up the game. Chase on from Neal and Kulikov at 8:35, and that would deflect it in off one of the Habs in front of the net. Like 3 Habs in front of the net, it could have hit. But Chase on will take it. That's his goal. Ties it up at 1. The Oilers press. They draw a power play at the halfway mark. And Suzuki says thanks, basically right off of that face-off. Nice fast break goal at 9:58. His first career shorthanded goal. Will not be his last. Nick Suzuki is starting to once again round into the kind of form he was showing last year during the playoffs, where I was so praising of him. And he's worthy of that praise yet again. McDavid then had a one-timer that deflects out. However, during that same power play, they do score. It is Nugent Hopkins from Barrie and McDavid at 10:53. That's 4 goals on 12 shots. So, yeah, there were a lot of goals early. And it felt like, yeah, there might be a lot of scoring today. But we don't end up getting that much more scoring. Tatar had a shot that was saved as the game seemed to be settling down after that goal that made it 2-2. And the physical side of it kind of amped up a little bit late. And you know, it's interesting because this game doesn't really mean a whole lot. But once that first guy starts throwing hits, the other team will go, check out this guy. All right, that's how we're going to play it. So second period, there was an early Oilers power play. There was a shorthanded chance for Byron, and then Barrie made the save on the shot right after that as Smith was out of the net. Nurse then had a shot that was stopped, but that power play was killed off. Smith gets shaken up, holding his head. And again, no one wants to get hurt in these games. So he stays in. It is a situation where the concussion spotter might have been wise to maybe make a call, but it doesn't happen. So, again, he finished out the game, so no harm, no foul, but it's one of those things that if they start sliding on that. All right, so Suzuki takes his second penalty of the game. The Oilers get a power play and they score. And it's Draisaitl from Chason and McDavid at 10:47. They initially didn't give assists on that goal. They would change the scoring in the third period to award those assists to Chason and McDavid when it was pretty obvious they needed those assists anyways, that there hadn't been a turnover of play. Watch them change it back. The Oilers then press for another. Caulfield also wanted one himself because he only has the one so far in this game. The Oilers pressed with 3 minutes left, but we come out of that second period with the Oilers up 3-2. Third period. Early chances for the Habs. Caulfield and Suzuki definitely had chemistry in this game and have since being paired together. Kotkaniemi got shaken up but would stay in the game. And again, no one wants to get hurt. Quick pace through the first 5 minutes of that period. And then it's Suzuki scoring a goal from Caulfield. And it was a nice play by Caulfield to get it over to him. That is the first NHL assist for Caulfield. So he finishes the season with 4 goals and 1 assist. And that's at 822. So Caulfield looks pretty good. Yeah. And Suzuki seems to really enjoy playing with him. So this could be a vision of the future for the Montreal Canadiens, Suzuki and Caulfield together. And it works because Suzuki's got the two-way game. Caulfield's a sniper. It just works. A lot of jump for the Habs as they were pressing for the lead after that. And it felt like it was the Caulfield show in the third. Every time he went near the puck, there was a lot of discussions about him. 3:37 left. The Habs get their first power play. It is unsuccessful. And that they need that to be successful going into that round against Toronto, a team they only beat 3 times in 10 meetings this year. McDavid and Draisaitl were on in the final minute. Yeah, this is where it's interesting to me that Dave Tippett, the game doesn't mean anything. Kind of surprised they're out there, but it ends up being fine. And then there was a post for Nurse in the final 30 seconds, but we get to overtime. So Montreal gets the first opportunity. Puck goes the other way, and it's in the net, because that's how it works when Montreal's in overtime. Cahoon from Draisaitl and Barrie at 27 seconds. Edmonton wins 4-3 in overtime. They go to 35-18-2. They have 1 game left. Montreal 24-21-11. Their regular season is over. I can't do the preview, though, for the playoff series until both teams have played all their games, and then I can get into the leading scorers and all that, and their stats, their final stats. Has to be the final stats. 3 stars, Suzuki, Caulfield, and McDavid. So, really strong game for Suzuki and Caulfield. Shots 9-9 in the first, 8-7 Montreal in the second, 11-5 Montreal in the third. In the overtime, both teams get 1 shot. Edmonton getting the one that counts, the one that won the game. Final shots 29-22 for Montreal. Edmonton 2 for 3 on the power play. Montreal 0 for 1. Hits 26-20 for Edmonton. Blocks 14-8 for Edmonton. Smith 26 saves on 29 shots. And Caden Primo, 18 saves on 22 shots. Primo, not the best game. And for Caden Primo, again, and throughout the broadcast, they kept talking about now, it's too early to judge him. Who's judging Primo on a game that doesn't really mean anything? I don't know who would be judging him based on this. Primo's going to be fine as long as he gets the right amount of time in the minors. Not every goaltender can come up and dominate at the NHL level. So, good road game for Edmonton. They're now all set for Winnipeg. You've got to think. We'll see how that series goes in Montreal. At least in overtime in the playoffs, it's 5-on-5. But for Montreal, I don't know that, and we'll get into that when I get into the preview, I don't know that I can see them getting out of that first round. But if they do, Suzuki and Caulfield could be that ace in the hole. That could be a duo that really, really works well, especially if Gallagher returns and if Carey Price is good to go. Then you could have a sleeping giant there. But there is a lot that has to go their way to make that happen. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below regarding this game. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. There's 4 more games on tonight. And then tomorrow it's only 2. I think it's 2. And then it's 1 the next night. It's just really pretty light up until even on Saturday. Currently, they only have 1 NHL game scheduled. That's a playoff game on Saturday. And Cam Neely kind of a little bit ornery about them not telling, the NHL not telling the teams about the rest of the schedule yet. But again, they're kind of just playing it close to the vest, and I think they're waiting until we're right at the playoffs, and then they'll reveal the whole schedule. I would think it'd be before the weekend that they let us know, because they want people to buy tickets, right? So, and they want to let networks know when all their games are going to be on too, so they can sell the ad space. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a ton. Good luck to the Oilers. Good luck to the Habs in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I'll talk to you again soon.